I'm going to show you how to create a beautiful, soft, half up, half down style, working with short, fine hair. So I'm going to show you how you can kind of make the most of the hair, get a curl in there, but still keep the length and also add a little bit of volume without working with extensions. So we're going to begin by getting some texture and some extra volume into the hair. You could use your crimpers, but today I'm actually going to use just my texturizing products and blow dry the hair. So blow dry the hair section by section, getting movement and root lift into the hair, remembering to over direct the hair as you blow dry. And have a look at our blow drying tutorials if you need a little bit of help with working with your blow dryer and working with the brush. So decide where you'd like the hair to part. And now we can start to create our style. So decide where you want the height to begin here on the crown, and then from just in front of that section that's going to become the height, you want to take a little zigzag line down to just behind the ear on both sides and clip those front sections away. Taking the hair in sections and clipping it out of the way, leaving our bottom section here for us to start working on. So I'm using my 25mm tongs. So here we want to try and keep the length of the hair, yet still get some curl in there. So we don't want it to be too curly, but if we create a curl just at the ends, then you'll find that you get kind of the appearance of a curl without losing too much of the length of the hair. So just use the tongs kind of to smooth out the hair a little bit. We don't want to straighten it too much at the root here because we don't want to lose that volume that we've built in. And we're just going to curl the ends of the hair. If your lady has particularly fine hair that you know doesn't hold a curl very well, then you could use a little bit of your Silhouette pump spray or the setting lotion. It's actually the same product, but they've changed the name. So if you have the Silhouette setting lotion, keep using it because it's the same as the pump spray. Smooth out the hair a little bit and curl at the ends. You can curl in different directions if you want to, or keep everything going in the same direction. It just really depends on the kind of final look, the finished look that you want to achieve. Working a section at a time, smoothing and curling. And our next section. You don't need your sections to be too deep here, and really we want to get a nice kind of curl just at the ends of the hair rather than at the root and the mid-lengths. So I'm just going to use a setting lotion just at the end of the hair. By applying the setting lotion to all the hair, it just gives the product time to dry before I come and curl the hair, so you don't get any kind of sizzling on the hair when you curl. Check the hair in the mirror and I'm happy with those curls. So now let's start on our crown section. Take a section of hair at the back of the crown here, which is about kind of maybe maximum an inch deep in the centre here and a little bit narrower at the sides. And we'll just back comb the hair just a little bit, just really close to the root, but not too much. And again, this style really that we're working on today, we're aiming to make kind of thin, fine, short hair. We want to keep the length, we want to give it volume and staying power. So once we've got our little section here. Just make sure it's smooth because you don't want the back combing to be visible. You can get a little bit of extra height here if you want to by pushing that back combed hair forwards a little bit at the root. And then we're just going to smooth over the hair, just using the tongs, almost as if they're straighteners. And then we'll finish off by just getting a little tiny bit of a curl on the ends of the hair, not too much. Then I'm just going to let that cool and let's move on to the next section. The curling step is optional, but I think it just gives you a little bit more movement all the way down to the end of the hair. Then I'm just going to use a little bit of our Creative Texture cream. I'm just going to get a little smear of product and we're going to start working, kind of separating the hair and creating smooth, kind of textured pieces of hair. Now these sections do have lots of root lift and movement, and we're going to create a nice bit of height and volume here. And by working with these sections here a little piece at a time, you can kind of decide exactly where you want them to sit. So even for the finest hair, by working with it a section at a time, you can get lots of lovely shape and volume. Just work out where you want these little piecey sections to sit. And when you're happy with the position, you can pop a bobby pin just across the back. Before I start working on the side sections, I'm just going to prop a little pin, kind of prop it just resting on the bobby pin there, so that when I bring my side sections round and back, I can rest them over the pin whilst I decide exactly where I want them to sit. And just keep going. We'll smooth out the hair again and give it a little bit of a curve at the end. So I'm still working with the same product on the back of my hand, and now we just need to work on these little, continue to work on these little piecey sections, deciding just where you want them to sit. And then when you're happy with the shape you've achieved, you can just get another bobby pin, making sure that everything's in the right position. That's it. Get another bobby pin and secure across the back. Making sure it's nice and secure and flat against the back of the head. And then you can take your supporting pins out carefully. So the style looks very soft and relaxed, but it's actually really secure. So now let's move on to our side sections. So first of all, we know where our parting's going to be. We've already decided that. So now let's just do a little zigzag part here and just have a little bit of hair down. It's not exactly a part, it's just a little kind of zigzag separation with your comb, and then you can get these little kind of natural looking bits of hair down, and then we can sweep this hair back, maybe with a twist or even a braid. Let's just see what happens if we do a little twist here. Pull it out this way. Check in the mirror as you go along. And then you can use your little pins just to prop the hair in place as you work your way back. And then at the back of the hair here, remember to give it a twist. And remember, you need to take your finger out once you've twisted the hair. So the finger comes out, so you can just press your thumb against the head and slide the bobby pin underneath your thumb. So the thumb presses the hair against the head and you slide your bobby pin underneath the thumb, kind of in between the hair and your thumb. And that way then the hair is really secure. And if you want to enhance this kind of sectional look, then you can of course use of your little fine pins to just encourage the kind of shape of these little piecey bits that you've worked on here. So now let's start work on the other side. Again, a little zigzag part just to pick up a little bit of hair that we can have down at the side. That's it. And then we're going to bring this bit back. Make sure you've got no tangles. And decide how you'd like to style the hair. Using your little pins as props to hold the hair in place as you go along. Little twist in the hair, kind of folding it back on itself. And use your bobby pin to secure the hair close to the scalp. Just check. And let's just curl our side sections next. Pop these pins in. That's it, lovely. Just going to use a little bit of hairspray, but you could use a little bit of spray wax here if you need to. But I find the structure cream kind of works in a very similar way to the spray wax. Let's curl our side sections. A little bit of pump spray or setting lotion. And let's curl the hair away from the face. Smooth. And curl. A little bit of stronghold hairspray to finish. And we've got our lovely kind of half up, half down style for short, fine hair. And come back, pull your fingers through the curls and separate them a little bit if you want to give it a slightly more natural look. Lovely. That's it. Then we just need to take our little pins out, pop our accessories in, and we're finished.